cash grab universities in Canada. Let's talk about that. When international students like yourself, if you're looking to come to Canada and you're wondering, if I invest my money in this university, is it going to give me the result that I'll get? Will I be able to find a job? Will I be able to pursue the career that I want to go in with this degree? So I'm going to tackle this question in a lot of different ways, okay? Let's talk about what a university is, okay? A university is a business. This is nothing new. This is just how they operate. When you are an international student for a university in Canada, you bring in all the money from your country, you bring it here, and it becomes a business opportunity, right? So when they see there's certain courses that do really well from people coming from a certain country, certain courses do really well from another country, they start advertising in those countries. They start aiming for those countries. They start bringing in more and more students onto their programs because they know there's a market for those students in those countries. There's nothing wrong with this model. This is just how education works. This is how a lot of universities around the world work. They just market their university. If you have a course, kind of like a product, if you want to buy it, you buy it and you buy into it. The problem is when you charge students this money and your degree is either not recognized or you're not providing the right kind of the right kind of education, or during the time in university, you're not allowing them to succeed. So there have been a number of cases here where certain universities, and I'm not going to name them, have been accused of setting extremely low bars for entry. Now, just by the nature of this, if something is extremely easy to get into, if something has zero requirements or very low requirements, you're going to have more of an influx of people coming in. Like, this is the reason you don't see a lot of people at Microsoft or working at Facebook, because the requirements are so high. So it filters out a good chunk of people. But when you're a business, when you're trying to get as many customers as possible, you keep the requirements as low as possible. And there have been some times where some universities or colleges here have had a lot of students come in, and then they're providing a very substandard part of education. And also, there have been cases where people haven't been passed or they've been failed in their grade just so they can pay the tuition again and again, so the university makes more money because they'll have to take a course over again and pay for the whole fee again. There have been quite a number of these cases reported anonymously and publicly as well. So these are things that you have to keep in mind. This is not something that's new to Canada. This is something that I've seen in other countries. I studied in Malaysia before this. There is no shortage of cash grab universities. Now, you might have a university which in itself is really reputable. It's a great university. But a certain program they have or a certain course they may have might be a cash grab course. It might not really teach you much. It might not really push you into a certain job. And they might just say an opportunity for, maybe it's a lower cost program, and they see the opportunity that a lot of students internationally can come in, bring all their money to the country, and bring their money to their institution, and they just kind of fly with that. And I think that same case applies here in Canada. You have so many colleges, so many universities here that have these cash grab programs, these cash grab courses, that when you come here, you're in the first semester, you can tell the quality of education is not very good. The faculty is not very good. You feel like the degree isn't recognized, even though it should be, because it is a Canadian university. But these are places that are not well reputed, or maybe they haven't been around for quite a while, and they function primarily as a business. Their whole model is to get you to study, bring your money, and they'll give you a little bit of education because they've been approved by the government or whatever, and they classify as a college or university. So when you're coming in as an international student, know that there are a lot of these universities out there. They're doing this exact same model, but they're doing it right. It is a business. They expect money for you to come and study, but they provide you with a degree and good education to get you to where you want to go. They don't fail you on purpose just because they want to make more money. But there are places that does happen. So I know if you're an international student and you're applying, you're like, I don't care which university it is. I just want to apply. I want to get to any university. As long as I get my admission in Canada and I get my visa and I fly out there, it's all fine. I'll pay whatever amount of money. Even if it's not the best university, I don't care. I'll go. I get that. I was in the same boat. I was so desperate to leave my country and go to Canada. I was willing to overlook anything and everything. But when you're investing money, not only your money, but when you're investing your parents' money, maybe someone's funding your education, You have to be smart with the decision you make, okay? When you are looking into universities, look at the alumni. Who has graduated out of it? What kind of jobs have they gotten? Can you reach out to any of these people? And I also wouldn't just follow the university's marketing material. Of course, if they're putting out material, they're going to promote themselves, they're going to talk about all the good stuff, but also go to places like Reddit. Also reach out to people who are active in that university on that social media. Ask them, hey, what was your honest opinion like? Some of them will most probably not do it publicly, but a lot of them might do it privately. They might tell you, you know what, this university has this going on, they have that going on, okay? And people like myself, people making content for my university. I have been graduated from Thompson Rivers University for about a year and a half now, and I have nothing but positive things to say, and I have nothing to lose. I have given them my money, I've got my degree, I'm in the workforce now, I can be as honest as I possibly can, and the only reason I am is because I have nothing bad to say about it. I did my research. There was a whole list of people who graduated from that university, got a degree, got a job, or successful somewhere else, and I know them personally. I've had conversations with them. Some of the very close people in my life are graduates, so I had very good confidence in that. But before coming to Canada, I reached out to the social media ambassadors, the students studying there. I reached out to people who had graduated. I asked them about it. You went to this program, you did all this. What was that like? And that's why when you go to my YouTube page, you'll see me reviewing the university, you'll see me reviewing my program, so other people can hear from a graduate what the experience was like, okay? So do your research not just on the university, but on the specific program, okay? Just remember, the easier it is for you to get into the university, the more suspicious I would be, because that means their requirements are right here. They're trying to get as many people as possible through the door, which means it's more of a cash grab. The lower the requirements, the lower the standard tends to be as well. The higher the requirements, the higher the standard tends to be as well. And that's why UBC doesn't let just about every student cross their gates as well. They have requirements that you need to meet. Same with Thompson Rivers University. There are certain requirements that you have to meet. So if you're finding universities where they don't care about your grades, they're like, yeah, don't worry about it, just submit us your grades and we'll get you the admission. If it's that kind of deal, it's definitely a business. Yes, if you can do that and get a degree out of it and find a job, it's great, works out for everyone. But I would still push for those universities that you know will give you a proper result. Well, you know the education is good, the faculty is good, people have benefited out of this program. They're not just using you for your money. So there are a lot of cash grab universities and colleges in Canada. Just because it's in Canada doesn't mean all universities are alike, all programs are alike. Some people set up these universities or colleges just to make money. It's not a new model. It's been done before, but if you're putting your hard-earned money in something, make sure you do all the research. Make sure you're 100% confident, because when I get a lot of emails from students asking about this university, that university, I can't advise them. But A, I haven't been to those universities, but B, there's some universities that I've heard so many bad things about on a repeated basis that even I have a red flag, but I don't talk about them publicly because I haven't been there. So talk to someone who has done the program, has been in the university, feels satisfied, doesn't feel satisfied. Always take both sides of the argument. Students are very quick to complain about things, and the first thing they'll put up when they write a review is, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. But when they really like the university, you'll see students graduate into a program, finish the program, and never talk about it at all because nothing came up. It's kind of like tech support, right? You never go to tech support unless you've got a technical problem. If you don't have a problem, no one calls tech support. So it's kind of like that. Interesting analogy. I like it. So be careful. Try to come to Canada, but make sure it's the right place. Don't waste your money on random cash grab universities. That's my opinion. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.